In September 2012, a new semester started and new students were enrolling. At the same time, a new watchman named James, who was traveling from Kansas City to St. Louis for the day, had also arrived at the institution. He had recently started working as a night watchman and had come primarily for that position. Even though he was ignorant of the real workings of this area, he was still urged to conduct some study before accepting the position. James should never visit the courses on the left hallway of the college's first floor at midnight, ignoring what has been told about them. Nobody had explained to him to stay away from that first floor passageway. He has always been advised not to go there by them. James began to suspect that there could be some illegal activity going on there at night. They are not letting me leave because they know that this will continue, and James has mostly disregarded them. There once was a period when that college was in the evening, with one final class scheduled at 5 p.m. It was that day's final class. James was seated on the ground floor when all of a sudden he noticed the hour, 5. After some time, James's eyes opened with a jerk and he looked at the clock. It was 9 in the night, and James woke up very nervous because to date he had never slept for so long or so much. He had never seen his eyes for a long time, and as soon as he woke up, he left for duty. For duty, that is, to do rounds in the entire college to see if any child had left any door open or any tap in the bathroom. It is not open. He went out to check everything. But when James went out to play rounds in the college to check everyone, he was very sleepy because he had just woken up, and that too. Due to the shock, his eyes were not yet open properly. He was very sleepy, and he had checked all the classrooms in the ground floor till now, and now he was going to the first floor and also to the first floor. He had gradually checked into every class, but as he approached the ones in the left hallway, James was drowsy and might not have remembered what had happened before he joined. At midnight, the staff had warned him not to approach any of the classes in the left corridor. However, in his delirious state, James began walking in that direction, forgetting everything, and visited every classroom in the left hallway. After checking everything and realizing that nothing had occurred to him or that he had seen anything, he decided to head back to the bottom level. As he was leaving the building, he heard a voice, and it was something. She was obviously a lady, and it looked as though courses were still in session, someplace on the first level. He could hear the calculations in the voice of maths. He could hear the counting, 1, 2, 3, 4, as if the class was still going on upstairs. But after hearing all this, Arvind was shocked, and even his sleep had gone away because he was so excited. He was shocked because just 2 minutes ago, he had checked all the classes on both the left corridor and the right corridor, and there was no one upstairs. James was really hearing the sounds from above. I was thinking that a teacher was actually taking a class because this voice matched very much when there was a class in the morning, and it was still matching with the same one. And James also said that it is okay, I will go and see. I am coming because perhaps I might have missed some class where some class will be going on late night. I'll go have a look at it as well. Then Arvind began to follow that voice. James was attempting to approach that voice. For that reason, he heard two things. First, that the teacher is counting from 1 to 3 without doing any calculations. And second, that the sound was coming from the left corridor of the first level and not from any place else. You can learn up to 200 items by carrying out 4 or 5 such tasks. No, she wasn't counting. Moreover, she disclosed that the teacher was instructing the kids to count, and every kid was weeping since both the instructor's voice and the kids' cries were so loud. James followed that voice, stopping in front of the classroom in the left hallway. He then peered through the door's glass, discovering nothing in the room save darkness and a few vacant seats. It wasn't. Yet the sound was still there and reverberating in that classroom. James went there to find out how. All noises suddenly stopped when the door was opened. At this time, Arvind was very confused. He was also a little scared because just 2 seconds ago, the sounds were coming, and he was not even sleeping yet. He was hearing the sounds. As soon as he opened the door, the voices stopped. How could this be possible? It did not seem possible to him. Then, to end all this confusion, he entered inside the classroom that I too could see what was inside, but in that classroom. There was nothing inside except darkness, but as he went a little further inside, suddenly something hit him. When he saw it, it was someone's leg. As soon as he looked up, he saw that a woman was hanging from the gallows. Seeing all this on the roof, James was stunned. He was completely moist. He was not able to do anything. Still, he gathered his courage and left that college at midnight, ran away from that college, and even when he returned to that college only after 4 or 5 days, he went straight to the principal's office and told everything the truth, that this was my region. This is why I have left this class. You guys have told me long ago not to go to the left corridor classroom, but you never told me the reason. Didn't inform me, which is why I'm quitting my work right now. After all of this, he went to the principal's office and took all of these actions. At that point, the situation began to spread like wildfire, and as a result, several websites were created. On YouTube for a full year, she used to be a teacher, but because of personal problems at home and emotional abuse from her family, she took her own life by entering one of the college's classrooms. Since then, it is said that the soul of Anuradha, i.e. that maths teacher, is here. Even today, she wanders in those classrooms. Even today, she has haunted that entire left corridor. She and James had heard the sound of counting that night. He had said that when he was walking in the left corridor, he counted something. I heard the voice of a teacher as if she was counting something and teaching the children. That counting sound was nothing but she was counting the days of her death, and there are still so many days left before my real death, and she just keeps counting the same number of days every night. Do you remember that James had also said that at midnight he was hearing the sounds of some children crying as if some students were crying from the same class? But these sounds were, it is not just James who says, whose end? All the locals living around that college also once said that we do not know why crying sounds come from this college at midnight, but it is whose, not us. I know some people believe that the souls of those children have been deposited by the same teacher, and when that teacher remembers her death in the middle of the night and torments those children too. Now some people will tell me, this is just a story, this is just talk, but if believe me, or it's just a talk, it's just a story. But guys, these stories also come out of some truth. Maybe it's true, maybe it's a lie, but it's just a lie. Never believe beyond this. You must not be thinking good for humans. You must be thinking about the death of humans. Stay away from all this. Thank you.